Morning. Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's been I think about 3 weeks since my last video. I've actually shot a few other videos between then and now, and I've edited them and they're sitting on my computer and I think they're kind of rubbish, so I skipped a few weeks sitting trying to understand why they were kind of rubbish. And honestly, that last video, which I'll put up here in the corner, from 3 weeks ago, I wasn't super happy with it either. So I don't recommend you watch it, but there it is. Anyway, I was kind of trying to think through why I was having so many problems, and I just decided I was rushing around too much. You know, it's in a big hurry, trying to get a few photos, get them up here on the channel, not really taking a lot of time to enjoy, you know, the beauty that is around me here in the Snoqualmie Valley, the Snoqualmie River Valley. So I've taken a couple weeks just to also, once I realized that, just to stop and go take some pictures without this video camera in front of me. And I think I'm ready to come back to it. So I feel like that guy from Blue's Clues. I missed you. I'm glad you're back. And yeah, thanks for joining me today. Let's go see what we can find on this windy, cold January morning. Hey, just a little bit about where I am today. I'm out on what's called the Snoqualmie Valley Trail. This is actually a really long trail. It starts here in Snoqualmie Valley. It's an old railroad line that's been turned into a trail. This particular trail becomes part of the Cascade to Palouse Trail. So it goes all the way up to Snoqualmie Pass and across the Cascade Mountains. So anyway, I'm here. I pass this area every day and have for years, dropping my kids off at school and going back home, and I've never stopped to try to photograph it. So I thought I would today. The local area, really popular. Yeah, and honestly, I'm looking for some compositions, and I'm just waiting for sunrise. Like, it's been there's some high clouds today. The kind of the color for the high clouds is come and gone. There's not many views down here to get as it is where I'm at. But I think here, like maybe the next 30 minutes or so, sun will come up from behind the Cascade Mountains. We'll get some directional light, and maybe even diffused a little bit through those high clouds that are out to the east of me right now. And could be a really beautiful morning if I find a composition. So thanks for continuing to go along here. So real quick, Big Cedar, which is what the trail that I'm on, is a estimated to be 500-year-old cedar tree. And I believe this is it here in the frame. I've never been to it before. And this tree right here, I believe, is Big Cedar. And you know, we don't have much old growth left in this specific spot of the Pacific Northwest. You get a few little grows, and you get the occasional tree like big cedar that's estimated to be 500 years old. So the light is actually starting to really crack on here with big cedar, especially further up in it. So the sun's starting to come up over the horizon. Looks like I've got an extra tree here to cross that's on the path that I probably wasn't here that long ago. So I don't see any easy ways around it either. So I'm gonna climb over this tree and get my gear out. Like I said, I think the light's starting to crack on. And I'm gonna take a little bit of time, like I said early, try to find some compositions in this. And when I do, I'll bring you back. Wow, I just wanted to give you a sense for the size of this tree. It's hard to figure out how to do it justice. It's just absolutely incredible in terms of width and stuff. Here, we'll just together, I can't reach my arms around it. Absolutely gigantic tree. Really beautiful textures. Just, you know, it's so sad to see that we're here celebrating just one of these, right? Like, this valley would have been full of trees like this at some point. So yeah, oh my gosh, this is why we get out and do this stuff, is to really enjoy nature and what we're seeing, and the textures and the flow. I'm just at a loss of words, so thank you for letting me jabber on. Okay, let's go take some pictures together. As I photograph this tree, it's difficult, right? Like, you can't kind of point to the ground here because there's a lot of mess, and so I'm just trying to think through, like, what really caught my eye when I first came up to this. Like, what was striking for it. And just looking up at this tree, I mean, and you can see now we're starting to get some light down the valley on the tree, which is just gorgeous. But it was this area right through here that just really caught my eye. The textures of the wood. You know, there's some here that still have the bark on it, and some older ones that have grown a little bit differently. I get it that I'm pointing up toward the sky. That doesn't mean, there's a lot of photographers say don't include the sky because of the brightness. I'm gonna get a little bit of sky in it. I'll probably work on it when I go do editing. This is kind of what the photograph looks like right now. It's almost an abstract with the tree in it. And I'm zoomed in pretty far, 135 millimeters here. I've cranked the ISO up a little bit so I could get the shutter speed down to about 1/20th of a second. You see the wind is just blowing. I'm trying to not have too much blur in it with everything moving behind it. So I'm gonna go take some more photographs of this tree. As you see, like, the light is just cracking on now, so it won't be long until it's super bright. I'm gonna take several, and I'll put up the best here for you. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd really love to get your feedback. I'm just so lucky to be out here enjoying nature, and I feel lucky to be able to get to share it with you. Okay, I've worked my way around from Big Cedar down the loop trail. There's the South Fork of the Snoqualmie River is right here behind me. But I think you can see, like, at least in the area I am, there's a lot of tree fall down in it. It is nature, but I haven't been able to find any photos. But I came here closer to the river, and this root that I assume has been eroded away and would not normally be exposed just really caught my eye. So I want to show you that right here. So this right here is the root that caught my eye. It's just like there's these gold tones and yellow tones coming out of it. And wanted to figure out how to capture. I mean, there's these striations that go across it, and like indentations, just kind of this flow. And so I've composed a composition that looks like this, and basically a square composition, just zoomed in all the way with my to 200 millimeters, capturing the light and the color and the striation. So I hope you enjoyed. Here's that photo now. Hey, I think that's gonna be the day for me out here photographing. I've got some family stuff need to do, so I'm gonna head back to the car and head home. Really appreciate you joining me today. As always, I really appreciate if you'd smash that like button down below. Helps the algorithm, helps me out. If you'd subscribe to this channel, see my upcoming videos. I've got some new stuff coming out. I'm gonna touch on it in just a minute. So hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you get alerts. And a big help as I try to grow the channel is to hit that share button below. Share this with your friends that might be interested in landscape photography, nature, the Pacific Northwest. I really appreciate that. So yeah, so I mentioned just briefly, I'm gonna do some additional things here. So one of them is, I decided I was out putting too much pressure on myself to get 2 or 3 exposures, 4 or 5 exposures, and have one of those be really good and in the can. And I am just not there on my photographic journey. So I've set a new goal for myself, which is I'm gonna take at least 100 images a week, maybe 200, and start and use that as a way to improve and reflect. So, well, this will go up on Sunday. A week from now, I'm going to talk more about that journey and how I'm doing that and what I'm using to guide me. So, hope you join me there. And again, thanks for joining me here on my channel. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now.